A J-Mix exclusive.
Hello all, it's J-Mix here with Tupac Nation. I am welcoming all my YouTube subs and viewers to the second part of the program with Mr. Lloyd Lake, partner and co-creator of the Untitled documentary, focused on justice for Tupac and the murder of the Notorious B.I.G. I humbly ask all my YouTube subs and viewers, and all the forum members, to click the link at the top of the video to support the Kickstarter campaign, and help to finally get the truth on the deaths of Christopher Wallace and Tupac Shakur. So without any further ado, I'm going to get into part 2 of my exclusive interview with Mr. Lloyd Lake. Lloyd, forgive me, but I've read the interviews that are on All Hip Hop, and I'm not seeing any hard questions so far. So can you humor one for me?
Okay.
You guys have said that 17 murders were committed in retaliation of the Tupac shooting. On 3 separate occasions, Captain Steve Roller of the Compton Police Department denied that any of these murders were tied to the Tupac shooting. In September and December 1996, and even in Vibe magazine, Rolling Stone, and the LA Times respectively, he said there was no correlation whatsoever to the Tupac murders. Who are we to believe, you guys or the captain of the Compton Police Department? And that's no small fry right there.
Well, now everybody knows. I didn't mean to cut you short. Everybody knows now that that's not true. Everybody knows from informants inside Death Row at the time that there was a war going on the next morning. If you listen to Keefe D, he explains Keefe D is the one in the car with Orlando Anderson, his uncle who debriefed for the FBI and told that him and Suge looked each other in the eyes, and these guys went to elementary school together. And he explained why the war started the next morning in Compton, because Suge knew who did it. That's why the war started the next day. So whatever he's talking about, the detective, that's not accurate at all. Maybe they didn't want to put that out there that was the case and they denied it, or maybe they didn't have intelligence at the time. But now we know that that's a lie. I'm Keefe D. He was actually in the car with Orlando Anderson when they killed Tupac. So, and that's coming from him.
Fair enough. But how does Reggie Wright and his history with Suge Knight absolve himself from any culpability in the crimes committed before and after the death of Tupac Shakur?
You got to understand, Reggie Wright was an ex-police officer, and he would always tell everybody openly that don't involve him in any crimes. Reggie never did anything for Suge. Suge would know that Reggie would not let him do any crimes. He would tell everyone, like, hey, don't implement me in those crimes. And like it came out now, Reggie's clear to everything. Reggie's a good guy. Had nothing to do with it. They manipulated Reggie and had him think that it was for the check that he actually wrote. They told him it was for a credit card bill. Even Suge's baby mother, who told on him and said and was willing to wear a wire on him, said Reggie didn't know what was going on. They didn't tell Reggie. They just said it was for a credit card bill. Reggie was responsible for paying all the bills and cutting all the checks at Death Row at the time. So he was just following orders. I mean, how would you know if your baby mother needs a check, you cut the check if the boss tells you to? She admits that Reggie didn't know. It was her and Reggie. I mean, it was Suge's baby mom and her, the only two that knew what was going on, and the shooter who's dead now. And that's from Detective Kading investigation that came out.
I'm sorry, are you referring to Sharifa Knight?
I'm not going to say any names. I don't know. Tammy is who I'm referring to. I'm going to go by her name in the book in Kading rap, but that's who I'm referring to.
Well, actually, in the book, she's referred to Teresa Swan, but I'm going to move on. How are you guys going to confidently come out and call Suge Knight a snitch when Reggie Wright, by his own admission, has worked closely with Greg Kading in his investigation?
I'm not working with anybody. Greg Kading's not involved in this at all. Greg Kading's not involved in this documentary at all. I'm calling Suge Knight a snitch based on the facts. And any lawyer would tell you can't stand over someone and beat them with a knife and have 3 strikes and end up with a misdemeanor. You got to understand, Suge had drugs in his front pocket. That would be enough to get him life. You can't walk in a dispensary and hit people in the mouth and threaten their life and not go to jail. I'm going off facts and things that he tried to set me up. And what is Suge doing running with informants, known informants? That So I'm not going off of me calling him a rat working with anyone. I'm going off of him trying to set me up and me calling him a rat to his face and him not saying anything about it, him not doing nothing about it but bowing his head because he know he's guilty. That's what I'm going off of, facts.
All right, if we're going to speak on facts, you knew both Tupac and Suge Knight. Did Suge Knight have Tupac tricked into becoming a member of the Bloods?
No, he does that with everyone. Like he was trying to get Little Boosie to gangbang. That's his main thing. And that's another thing that's going to touch on in this doc. Why does Suge always want these artists to gangbang and spread this message of violence with each other? So, you know, why does he want these artists? Little Boosie, I respect Little Boosie because Little Boosie told him, we don't gangbang out here. I'm not doing that. But yeah, Suge had Tupac gangbanging at the end. Bottom line, thought he was mobbed, and that's what ended up costing him his life. So while Suge is still out here spreading this destructive message to the youth, is another reason I'm bringing this to the attention. Like, there's no way he should be running around here spreading this gang violence like that or gang membership, because that's the easiest way to lose your rights. Join a gang and your rights are out the door. And he's constantly trying to get these artists to gangbang and spread that gang violence message, and that's not right, so we got to stop that.
All right, Lloyd, you're coming out and making some pretty strong allegations against Suge Knight. I guess the next question would be, do you fear any retaliation from the things you're saying about Suge?
No, not at all. Not from Suge. I know him what he is. He's a coward. If anything, he'd try to get someone to do his dirty work or pay someone to do something, but out here in California, I don't think that's going to happen with, I'm not worried about him at all. I told him everything to his face. That's an inference of guilt. When someone calls you a rat, a fag, an informant, a bitch, everything to your face, and you're supposed to be this tough guy, and you just bow your head, that's guilty. That's guilty actions right there. And you tell them, look at the clip. They can see for their own eyes the things that's going on and that you don't get away with it. These are attorneys telling you don't get away with it. I'm going off attorneys. You can find any attorney. They can call attorney in Vegas and say, hey, look at this and tell me if that's possible. And they're going to tell you, no, that's not possible.
All right, Lloyd, let's say you guys raised $150,000. What's your next move after that?
Finish filming, but either way it goes, we're going to finish filming. The story's too big and it's going to get out there one way or another. I would hope that the fans would get behind it so we have a little more creative control and not have to go through the networks to get it done. And that's one of the reasons we went on Kickstarter, so we can tell it how it is. I mean, you got to understand, I was a friend of Suge for a long time. I was there when a lot of things happened. I was there backstage when he ran into Snoop for the first time in New Orleans. I was there when Game gave him his demo. Game gave it to me too because I had a hot label at the time. So I've been around this guy for a long time. It's not me talking out the side of my mouth. I mean, I'm talking facts that undeniable facts. That this is just not. Look at O.J. Simpson, for example. O.J. Simpson not doing 13 and 30 in Vegas for what he did in that room. He's doing that for 94. Although he got acquitted of those crimes, but the police and law enforcement didn't look at it like he was an innocent guy, so they kept pursuing him. And the case is not the same with Suge Knight. No way you get away with this stuff with all these gang ties and things like that, and you run around and commit crimes like this, and you don't go to prison for the rest of your life. That's just facts. People in California doing life behind stealing candy bars, simple things got them life. So that's just facts, And it's not here I'm not doing this to belittle anyone. I'm just speaking the facts and letting them know that to stop this guy from being able to bully these artists and set people up, like you heard Trayvon Lane and Timmy Rue. These are guys that should try to set up to everybody and living down in L.A. that Tupac mentioned. They feel the same way about Suge. He doesn't deal with anyone from back in the day because everybody knows he's not right. So it's not just me. This doc, other people are going to come out that were closely associated with Suge Knight at one point that have no ties to him right now because everybody knows he's not right. And everybody's happy I'm speaking up.
So can we expect a statement from Trayvon Lane in your new documentary?
Yeah, I'm going to have a statement from everyone in the documentary that was involved. Buntry, who was Suge's best friend, he has a brother named Timmy Rue. And I spoke with Timmy a few days ago. And Timmy Timmy to be so close, his brother best friends with Suge, to tell me what you're doing is right. He tried to set me up the same way. I'm glad you're doing that. I'm willing to do whatever too. That's big right there. That's credibility right there. It's not just me. He tried to set up everybody that was close to him. And no telling how many people he got doing life in prison right now that hasn't come out the woodworks yet. I know a few people that told me that they were suspicious of him before. So it's just now coming out like this guy is running around here setting people up. And it's kind of like, look at it like this. Let's just say we live in a neighborhood and it's a child molester in the neighborhood. I'm obligated to tell the parents that this guy's a molester and he's running around here in the neighborhood, so watch out for him. I'm just letting the street guys know and everybody else, businessmen, whoever, watch out for this guy because he's running around here and he's setting people up. Bottom line, I don't want to see anybody get their life destroyed from listening to this clown.
So, Lloyd, what's the ultimate goal with this documentary? Are you trying to see Suge Knight arrested for the things that you're allegating?
No, I don't want to see anyone arrested. Don't go. I mean, I sat in prison for 2 years because I wouldn't cooperate. I'm anti getting anybody locked up. I just want people to be aware of it. You know, like I said, I had a lot of love for him at one time. I don't want to see, I'm not doing this to see anyone get locked up at all. I'm just bringing it to the masses. People know, watch out for this guy. That's all I'm doing. I don't want to see anyone arrested. I'm just bringing it to the attention for everyone across the world. Like, don't let this guy talk you into anything because he's going to set you up and he's going to blow your life up. You know, you're sitting on death row somewhere listening to this guy for real, literally. And that's what I'm doing it for, not to get anyone locked up. I'm just letting everybody know he's not right. So don't fall for none of the bullshit. And that's why I'm doing it.
All right, Lloyd, in closing, do you have a message for the viewers and all the fans at TupacNation.net?
Yeah, you guys keep supporting Pac. I met Pac a few times, and he was a 6'2". We had a good conversation. He was a terrific, wonderful person, and made the best music hip hop ever hear. So keep supporting him, and keep. Hopefully, you guys go to Kickstarter and donate so we can tell it like it is. But keep bumping that Pac. He's the best to ever do it. Period. Hands down.
All right, everybody. This is J-Mix here. I'd like to thank all my YouTube subs and viewers. I know this has been a controversial segment of interviews, and I just want to thank all my loyal subs. So be sure to subscribe and click like or dislike, and let us know what you think about this project. I'll see everybody on the next video. I got much more to come. Mike Mosley's coming, Rappin' Fote's coming. The rest of the Daryl Harper interview's going to be up, and I've got a special interview with Yuckmouth that blows away any other interview with Yuckmouth that you've heard so far. Keep it locked right here, everybody. I'll see you on the next upload. One love, everybody.
A J-Mix exclusive.
Whatever, shut up.